Hi, in this session I'm going to tell you how you can use the particle system to create something that you see in games like Diablo. For example, when you have a legendary loot, the pink one would appear around that loot. So we just work on the particle effect for now, and later we can attach the loot to that. Okay, let's first make the images that we require in the Photoshop. Okay, we need this lens, for example, 128 in 1024, and here I think it is 512 in 512, and another one which is 256 in that number. So first you want to make the um, a very simple circle, and I make the color all of them white because we will later change that in the Unity for different type of effects or loot effects. And then I go to the blending option and outer glow, and I give it the same color, and I make the size a lot. Okay, as I cannot see things, I add a black background. Okay, here, let me first give it a black color so I can see what I'm doing, and then make a new layer. And I want that it be circular, and something like this that is white, no stroke. And also I add a capsule. So here I make this one a little bit narrow. This. So we have this, and now I want to give it a outer glow. So first I rasterize one of them, and then I merge the layers, and then I give it an outer glow. So that's good. And also export that as PNG. And the other thing we need is that imagine that we have a cube here. We want to use that as a reference. And now we have this. We first put this dot here, and then here, and here. Something like this is good, and remove that, and also export that. So you'll have three pictures, and then import them into Unity. So I made a folder particle, and then I brought my images here. That's one, two, three. Now we need to make material for each of them. So I go to material and I call it one because I want to give this to that. And in the material, I go and select additive. Let me see. It must be transparent. If you are using URP or Universal Render Pipeline, you can go. I think that you have another thing as surface option, and you can select that transparent. But here it is, and I want to give this material to that, so now we have this. Okay, now duplicate that and call it 2. And give this one, and yes, it is transparent as well. And duplicate that to 3 and give it that. And this is transparent as well. Now let's go to make a particle system. So we go to Effects, Particle System, and call it Item Effect. So select that, and the Y should be 0, and just bring it somewhere that you're comfortable with. Here, for example, duration 5, looping, respawn no 1, start lifetime might make it 1, speed would be 0, start size I think 1 is good, we can change it later. And for example, we want to make the ordinary effect, I make it green. For example, simple loot, it is green, epic loot, it is red, and legendary items, they are violet. So make one of them and then later change the color related to that. And a scale would be, I'm sorry, this is scaling mode, it would be hierarchy. That pause and catch up. Yes, disabled. Now the emission, make it 2. No shape. And color over lifetime. Uh, make the alpha less here. No size over lifetime. It should be the reverse. So go here, and this is these curves. Oh, there is a recording button. So you can make it. Yeah, this is better. Okay, just disable ads. And render would be horizontal billboard. And this, and I give my material there, which was number 1. I make it max size would be 1. You can say blend props. So for now, we have something like this. You can make it bigger by this, but let's keep it here. We later can make it larger. So now we have it, and then we want to add another effect. That is the light coming out of that. So you go to particle system, and I call it light upward. I make the duration 2. This start lifetime, that's too much. I make it 8. And the speed would be 0. Yes, we want to activate that. And I make it half, 3, and something like that. And I make it green as well. Yes, that would be hierarchy. Leave it to, it will be transform, not the rigid body. I think for the previous one, we also should make that transform. So let's go here. Let's make it transform. You have emission that let's say to 2, and the count would be 0, and we don't have shape, and also color over lifetime. um, just make it something like this. Oh, no. And now size over lifetime. We want to give it separate values. This two would be flat, and this one, um, but a little bit curvy. Add it here. Close that, and we go to renderer and make it horizontal build. No, vertical billboard, and also this is one, and I give this material to that, and max particle it would be 10. For lights, you can select blend props, and okay, this one, where is the base? Okay, the base is here. And now this one, let's let me make it a little bit larger. And so right now we have this. And if you think that it is the first one is not very visible, you can increase the rate over time. As I wanted the item be here, so I think that the green part is too big. Know that we have increased the opacity, I mean by increasing the count. So we can decrease the size, and okay, something like this. And now let's go and make the glowing effect that's coming up. So we go to here and I call it glow up. Okay, we go there. This is 5. Yes, loopable 0. And for this dot lifetime, I want to give it between 2 constraints. 1 to 2. And here the speed would be 0. Um, it would be very, very small. Um, Something like this, or even smaller. And start rotation, it would be between 2 number, which is the 0 and 360. And also I make the color um, green to white, something in between. And the speed 1, scaled hierarchy. Cooling mode is pause and catch up. And for the emission, we need 8 of them, for example. And yes, it has a shape, and the shape is a cone, but um, there is no angle. And also this value also one, and that is good, random. So emit from, it would be volume. And now we go to velocity over lifetime, and for the Z I make it very small, and here I make it this number, okay, 0, 1, and size over lifetime, it would be um, this is here, this goes up, then go, by clicking on that you can make new points. So at another point, another one, here, and make something like this. And let's close that. And in render, it is billboard, and I give my uh, material and the light blend props. So it is like this. Okay, and now let's go and add the last one, that is the glow that is around this place. And I'll simply say glow. Just to say something for the previous one, if you want that these cubes um, go very, the size would be differ. For example, it become too small and then become too big, kind of a pulsing, then you should go to your curve and really make this down. Because when it is something like this, then, they are like something like that, and that is not beautiful. But if you make it like this, um, they faster show this effect. So now let's go and fix what it is 5. Yes, it would be there, and the start lifetime, I make it, for example, half, or maybe between 2, from half to 1, and this is 0. And a start size, like before, we want that to be very small. And the rotation, we would give these between uh, two values. So I'm making like this, and then I make dark blue on the scale hierarchy, and then this, and then transform, pause, and catch up. And the emission, let's make it more, and the shape is a circle, and make it 3. The radius and the thickness, it would be half. And the loop, this is speed, I increase the speed. Velocity over time, for the Z I make it 3. And the radials would be curve, something like um, and I want to make or curve, for example, something like they had before. Now I give my texture to that. I mean the material, which was again the number 3. I think that the material, the picture was too big. So I make it a smaller. I think it was too big. I make it 128 to 128. And also, I want to give them some a trail. White. Their glow. Okay, remove the black and then go here and export it as PNG. Okay, this one I brought that now, and let's make it UI. And for the third material, where is that? Here. Let me add this one. Now, that would be better. It's like a, shiny star. This one is a little bit stupid here. So I think that the speed is too much. So for this one, I changed the radial to something like this, and the result is better, I think. And I like that would be a little bit smaller. Start size 1.7. Yeah, that's more beautiful. So let's test the game to see the result. I think it's good, but you know, we have to fix that. These stars go up and up to the sky, which is not good. So I go to there, as you know. Oh, this is too big, so I make the lens, for example, 1.5. And also you can change that to 5 is good. I want to duplicate that, so I call it item effect green. And I duplicate that. And here I'm gonna make it red. And also red. And for the particles, the glow. So this is the red one. And I've also added different colors. So, for example, you can make one of them for legendary item, one for simple items, and something like that. And you put your item, for example, in the middle of that, and the player picks up them.